invocation by Miss Pastor Spalding, Reverend, Pope, whatever you want.
Pastor's okay. Oh well. God, a divine spirit, creator of all there is, to make the right decisions for the highest good of our city. For this we are thankful. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, Ms. Hannibal.
Mayor Dale Masson.
Here.
Vice Mayor Terrence Rowe.
Here.
Councilwoman Nancy Britton.
Here.
Councilwoman Jenny Sorrell.
Here.
Councilman William Dittmer.
Here.
City Attorney James Matthew.
Here.
City Manager Vincent Lupo.
Here.
Okay, do I have a motion to approve minutes?
Motion to approve?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, general public, Thomas Brown.
I would appreciate it if next time the city dispatches a crew and some equipment to Candlelight Court to mow and weed whack grass on the easement, if they would also mow and weed whack the easement grass at the edge of my property. I know the city ordinance states that I and my neighbors are responsible to maintain the grass on our easement property, but I would rather have a city crew cut the grass on everybody's property. I walked down to the easement at the end of Candlelight Court this morning. Well, that is the part of the easement that the city will permit me to go on. I can look to my left and see more than 1,000 square feet of perpetual public easement that the city will not let me go on because they chose to give a permit to a resident to erect a fence across the public easement and on property that the resident does not own. I have pleaded with the city to get those two fences removed or turned so that they will be on the resident's property, but to no avail. If I can get Noah Pransky to come out to Candlelight Court and explain to me that I am wrong and the city is right on the fence issue, then the fence issue is dead. I cannot afford a land use lawyer to settle this. Thank you.
Steve Jarvis.
Steve Jarvis, 6652 Ridge Road. Good evening, everybody. Couple things in my 3 minutes I want to do here. Number one, I just want to remind everybody on August 12th, we are doing a back-to-school bash over here in the parking lot on Ridge and Congress. We're giving away 250 backpacks with supplies. Our police department, fire department has promised me they're going to put on a basketball game to end all basketball games. Might. And also, I just thought I'd throw this out there too. We're having a dunk tank, and I would really love to see some of our council members out there take part in that dunk tank. So, including our mayor.
I'll do it, but you better remind me the night before, email me. I'll do it.
So I just love to have anybody that would be willing to do that, and it's for a good cause, and we're out there to bless the children and bless the parents and the families.
Well, I want 20% because you're gonna make a lot on me.
I'll give you 20%.
Nah.
Do that. So anyway, I just wanted to remind us of all that. Keep that in front of everybody so you can get it on your calendar. You got plenty of time. That's August 12th to get that in your calendar. So it's going to be a great day. A lot of things going on that day. A lot of people out there, vendors, and the Marine League's going to be out there. It's supposed to be bringing a tank, and it's going to be a fun day. Bouncy houses, the whole kind of stuff.
MayorMassett@gmail.com. Remind me, I will come.
Okay, all right, sounds good. And then I have one more thing. I got a minute and 27 seconds left. I know what it's like to start something new in life, start a new season of your life. And Jackie has kind of started a new season in her life, and I always like to encourage people to do that, especially when they work in positions such as this. And I've got a gift for her. It's something that she can sit on her desk. And it's got one of my life verses on it, that every time I struggle in life, every time I get a little frustrated or don't know what to do, I turn to God, and Philippians 4:13 says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it just reminds me where to turn my affections and my attention. So, Lord bless you, and may he keep you and make his face shine upon you, and may you have great success as you serve the city.
I
God
have this
bless
verse
you.
in my house, so it's proven to be.
Amen. Amen. God bless you. Thank
Okay.
you.
Pastor Lord.
Leonard Lord, I pastor 8114 Leo Kidd Avenue, and thankful to be in Port Richey here by the beautiful water. And as my friend Jerry says, it's good to go out and play in God's aquarium, so I'm glad this is where we live. And Jackie, it's just great. We're good to have you here. We've enjoyed Tammy, but I know, but now you gotta run us out of here when it's over. You gotta open up and lock up, right? But congratulations, and the Lord be with you. And we can, you know, it says that, his strength's made perfect in our weakness, so, it's good news. Yeah, we're blanketing the area with the backpack giveaway, and we're also, met with Steve and planning theirs, be there, and then 2 weeks before that, we'll be over at Light of the World this year, and they're planning a big, water slide, barbecue, bounce house, and also we're trying to just blanket the area, to get backpacks out. Of course, you're all invited there. I don't know if we have any way to dunk you, but we could do something with you. We'd sure like for you to come. It'd be great. We wanna get out and support them and just work together. You know, my vision as a pastor here is pray and just see people so in love with one another that you just don't have to worry about nothing, but just, you know, just encouraging people. And also, if you wanna help with backpacks with Steve's, I know the thing is we're responsible for, you know, getting them, and it's about $9 a piece. And so here is some, and Jackie's got some of these, you can get, this can tell how you can help, what it's about and how to help, kind of a bifold. And so, any way that you can help there. Also, we've got some flyers, and particularly for the chiefs and the departments, if you know people that need things, we not only want, and Steve's the same way, we want to partner to connect them with helping industries in the area. So hopefully, when we do that, they come to get a backpack. We want to encourage and pray for them for the school year, and hopefully if they need clothes, food, counseling, anything else, we want to make that available just to enrich our city. Okay?
Pastor.
Lord bless you. Thank you for everything.
Here's a couple of backpacks for you.
Well, thank you, sir.
You're very welcome,
Appreciate that.
because I will not remember to do it.
Start the fun
Okay.
right out. That's good. I'll give it to the backpack collector. Thank
Okay,
you.
Miss Spalding,
That's a good way to do it. Thank you.
Reverend Spalding.
Sandra Spalding, 207 Old Post Road. I want to thank all the city workers and the volunteers for the peace loader that they sent to me because of my brother crossing. And, I just want to say thank you from my heart.
Thank you, ma'am. Gene Sullivan. I did.
Gene Sullivan, I'm new, it's the first time I've been here, so if I say something wrong, let me know, okay? So, I own Sully's Shack on Grand Boulevard, and a few other places, but, I just wanna, I don't know about this, where they're gonna be dumping all this muck over here on, across Mouses and everything, how long it's gonna be there, and, how bad the smell gonna be. I mean, it's a bad enough area as it is, but, I mean, I've talked to you before about maybe having, yard sales every weekend, and collect money for the city and stuff, but now it's gonna be a muck pile, so.
I don't think it will all be covered, quite
How long
frankly.
it's gonna be there, I'm just curious, because, you know, I'm trying to have a nice business, you know, so long story short, I just let the police chief here, meet him, so I just want you to know, my girls are instructed, I own 10 bars in Pasco. If somebody talks back to them, they're instructed to call the police. You're not gonna have a nice place till you get rid of assholes, and Pasco County's got plenty of them. So, but anyway, I just wanna say hi, you come see me, I'll donate $200 to your backpacks. I'm there in the morning, so.
Where's that?
Sully's Shack, right down across from the firehouse.
Oh, okay.
And I'll be glad to donate $200 to your backpacks, okay?
Thank you, Gene.
Anything else you
Any,
guys need?
any other public? Mr. Lupo, didn't forget you this time.
Yes, City Council. There are several different issues I've like to address. The repaving of Leo Kidd has been completed. There are just some minor little issues with any project. Ritchie Drive has been remarked, proper turning lanes, so we could avoid any issues with respect to turning from Walmart on Ritchie Drive. Both Walgreens and Whiskey Joe's have begun construction, which is a significant move forward in our community. Our water production, it continues to increase, and our purchases continue to decrease to an average of $25 a day, down from $1,200 a day on an average. We have recently been contacted by the Florida Boating Improvement for the Florida Boating Improvement Program grant. Hopefully, it's a 50-50 grant. We would like, we're thinking about $200,000 as a 50-50 grant for ramp improvements to Nix Park. So we'll see where that takes us to. And then at the request of Councilwoman Britton, I have a brief cemetery report briefing that council can take a look at and then eventually bring back to council if they so choose. It will give you an outline with respect to what in fact is involved in the creation of a cemetery. It starts out with the initial 1997 environmental assessment of the property, gives some basic details about the property, and then it goes into several different issues with respect to actually contemplating the construction of a cemetery, what's involved, and some of the other issues. So council certainly is welcome to take a look at this and then come back at some future time and we can discuss it. And if we need an amplification of this briefing, we can go forward on that. But at least this will give you an idea of what's involved in the construction, planning of a cemetery, and the amount of the monies that may be involved, and the profit potential. And that's basically it, Mayor.
Okay. Bring it to the council. Any thoughts here?
Well, go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to see if we could answer the questions that Mr. Sullivan had brought up as far as the length of time the DMMA site will be, you know, because I'm going to have that question asked to me up and down the neighborhood. So let's clarify that so Mr. Sullivan can understand what's going on and how long it's going to be there and what direction we're going in.
I think I can somewhat answer that. We're going to instruct the engineer. Well, first of all, there's not going to be any muck until we start dredging. And we're going to try to have them spread it as thin as possible so it dries and smells as little as possible. I don't know what money is going to dictate how fast we go. And so we're probably not going to go that fast, and I am certain that the smell with not being dumped heavily will not be bad. That if it is, we'll have to decide, or I don't know if there's any remediation possibilities.
If I might help,
Please.
Mayor. The specific construction parameters of a DMMA site take into consideration many different issues. Everything from the kind of material that is going to be removed, excuse me, the kind of material that's going to be removed, the specific location of that material, where it's going to be placed on that DMMA site. And all of those design features are in there to mitigate not only the potential of the material coming to the site, but also any adverse impact with respect to spillage, drainage, smell, et cetera. It's all part of the design criteria for the DMMA site. With respect to the length of time that that site will be active, it is entirely dependent upon the amount of funding that the community receives in order to do dredging. The initial funding is in the amount of $1 million on a 1/3, 2/3 grant. 1/3 that we have to put up, 2/3 will be put up by the grant end on a reimbursement basis for our 1/3. That is money set aside because of the BP spill and has been sent to the United States Treasury, but has not been released as of yet from the United States Treasury. But in order for us to accomplish the goals, we are utilizing CRA funds for the first $335,000 in order to get the project started, in order to maintain our permits, in order to maintain the process that we have to go. No one can give you a date certain as to when the site will no longer be operative. But the project is a multi-year, as envisioned, is a multi-year project. Funding, of course, is the big key. Funding to actually do the dredging is going to be limited. We are limited to the first $335,000. Most of that will be eaten up in the design and construction of the facility. So a lot of that will be utilized for that. Beyond that, we're dependent upon the receipt of the funds from the United States Treasury. We keep being told it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, but that's been that way for over a year now, I would think.
3 years.
So, 3 years, excuse me. So, you're just going to have to take comfort in the fact that the site has been professionally designed by an engineering firm who has been well involved in these kinds of projects, and it'll be a complete functioning DMMA site with isolated sections for rocks, isolated sections for muck, isolated sections for clear, and then transport facilities to remove it as it dried and dehydrated. But it's a complete function, and a lot of it's dependent upon the amount of money that we receive to actually do the dredging. So that's the best answer that I can give you. I can't give you time certain for when it will cease to become a DMMA site.
So basically, we're prepping up the DMMA site. There's no dredging being done at this time, so there won't be any smell.
Correct.
Because nothing will be pulled up out of the river.
Correct.
The time amount,
When will they start, maybe start 6 months, a year?
Again,
It's fine, I'm just saying.
Yeah, it really has to do with-
Sell my business, but I don't, right now,
Sell it now.
you've got a nice view there, but.
there are two things, there are two,
50 years, he's gonna.
no, there are two things that you have to be aware of. This community for over 25 years has been looking to dredge all of its canals. That site was purchased by this community specifically as the DMMA site, and it'll be utilized essentially until all of the dredging is complete, which may take 3, 4, 5, 6 years, depending upon the amount of funds coming down the road. But we're looking even beyond that. The gentleman already looking to replan that site, reutilize that site once the dredging is done, to put it into a serviceable area so that the city may be able to use it. That's long-term planning way down the road, but we're already looking at that. I wish I could give you a higher level of comfort, but I cannot.
Well, that side of the road's not that great of an area anyway, but we're trying to make it nice. I've invested a lot of money, $20,000, but, and Alex has always spent a lot of money, but, it's just gonna make it worse, that's all. And then again, are you gonna fence it in, so now you're gonna have kids climbing up rocks and mud and?
No, sir. The site has been designed specifically to be, as best I can say, semi-attractive. You know, it is what it is. It's not going to be an eyesore. It's going to be an operating, functioning DMMA site.
Right, and I'm gonna add, Gene, at some point, I'm gonna push this. We have more than enough room for DMMA. I haven't seen their plan, but what we had planned to do was have boat parking there, which where people can launch, come back in, which will bring you some business. Can we do that alongside the DMMA?
It depends entirely on the amount of material that we start to dredge, when we start to dredge, and that timeline. Once the site is prepared, the very next thing we're going to be doing is pulling dredge material out and then utilize the site. We need to utilize the site as quickly as possible in order to get it over. There is no guarantee beyond X number of days for funding. So we're relegated to a specific amount of funding for a specific project, and that's what we're doing.
Anybody? Terry, please.
First of all, it's great news on Leo Kidd.
Yes, sir.
The Walgreens, the Whiskey Joe's. It's great news. We're moving forward, and it's fabulous. Thank you for all you've done, staff, on this. It's I know there was a lot of work involved in it. I would have a question for the city manager. Are we ready for the 4th?
Okay. We have had continual meetings with the representatives from the Bayou Association. The time has been moved up from 10 to 15-minute show. We have had meetings with all of our staff members. We have obtained some of the various permits. There are still some issues that will be resolved before the 4th. We, the city, have done about everything that we possibly can do with respect to aiding the Bayou, who is sponsoring the event. We have made preparations at the park. The park will be closed from 12 until 4 o'clock to make sure it's completely set up. We've met with the Bayou Association to show specifically where the portalets will be, where the vendors will be. So we've gone over just about every possible issue that we could do to assist them. We're looking forward to specific reports from them. We've received their certifications. We've received their insurance information. So we're about as far down the line as we can be, sir, at this point in time.
On a sadder note, I was informed today that one of our residents has passed. Mrs. Amy Scott has passed. I guess she passed on Sunday. And I remember her here. I remember her helping on committees. She did work with the city quite a bit there for quite a long period. And I just didn't want her passing to go without mention.
Thank you.
I also understand that Walter Mallett passed away also,
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
within like 3 days of his life.
3 days later.
Of his wife.
Two
His
days
wife's
later,
gone
after
too?
she-
Yeah, yeah.
Just
Both.
so it's
They
really
died
real
within
yesterday.
3 days of each other.
Yeah, just a couple days ago.
He was what, 102 or something?
Yeah, it had to be a rough.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
When did that happen?
And apparently in July, there's gonna be some type of services, for both, according to what I heard.
Well, I think we should do something to honor Mr. Mallett. He was always a help and a historical lesson for me every time.
And wasn't. They were icons in this area.
Yeah,
God,
definitely, I
love
think
Laura.
something needs to be sent to them, to the family.
Absolutely.
We'll take care of that. Yeah.
Give me a kiss.
When did he pass and she passed?
I wanna say like yesterday or something like that, I don't know.
I visited with him every year, and you better take out 3 or 4 hours, and he could tell you every rock street. God, I'm gonna miss that man.
I still have a question for Vince on 4th of July.
Yes, sir.
Is the Cortez parking area that they just opened up gonna be available for overflow parking for the 4th?
Which
The
sections?
trailer, the new trailer parking area?
No, sir.
It won't, okay.
No, sir. It is not properly prepared to be open. There's issues with respect to safety if anyone attempts to park.
Yeah, the
Parking-
Nick's Park one, right across.
Parking will be, I'm talking about
The lot right across from Nick's Park.
Nick's Park.
Nick's
That's-
Park, I'm sorry.
yes,
I
yes.
apologize. I thought you were
Cole Peters is
talking
the
about.
family.
Yes, sir, yes, sir. That will be open, and the Colakidis have cut the price in half in order to park
Okay,
there.
great, 'cause that'll help,
Yeah.
that'll
And-
be a big help.
Are they not gonna give us access to the other bigger parking lot?
As I understand it, they're opening up their parking lots,
Both of those, so
so.
that should
Okay,
take
so
care
that's
of
where
it.
the cruise ship, also that one there.
Correct. And also Walmart has agreed to allow, as I understand, agreed to allow parking there, and the Bayou intends to utilize the
Jolly Trolley.
the dolly trolley to get people to the various parks.
Well, that'd be
Now, Brasher Park will be closed. We will not be utilizing Brasher Park. It's just impossible to patrol that park, and for safety reasons, access and ingress. If someone parks on the side, you couldn't get a rescue vehicle up or down that road. So unfortunately, Brasher Park will be closed. But all the rest of our facilities, the new fishing pier, Waterfront Park, Olsner Park will all be open. And we'll have every man on staff out there to ensure that our guests, our visitors have a good time and are safe and secure in enjoying that time.
Now, will the parking on the roadsides, be open as long as they're safe and all? I don't know how many people we're gonna have.
As long as there is no hindrance to safety, the police will maintain proper paths through all of our streets. Obviously, we have to preclude people parking on someone's lawn and those kinds of issues. But yes, the police will be their usual kind and genteel selves that they are.
Just a real quick,
Ma'am?
Walter Mallet, 94, passed away June 20th, 2017, survived by a large loving family. Combined memorial services Saturday, July 15 at 2 p.m. at Trinity Presbyterian Church and Frappel Funeral Home. July
time was it?
15th, 2 p.m., Trinity Presbyterian Church.
Presbyterian.
Okay, any other things, Ms. Britton or Mr. Rowe?
I think I'm done.
Will, welcome back.
Thank
I
you.
really didn't know how bad you were. You're tough. You don't grim it. You're good. Okay, and one other thing, Bill. Alan, concerning parking lots, I had this question today. I think it's straightforward. If somebody wanted, and I would like to, if you would just stay for a minute, to start a parking lot. What I think is you get a drawing, turn in the bid, and turn it in for a permit, then you complete the work, and is there anything else involved? All right, and unless it takes a doctoral dissertation.
It's a bit more involved than that, but yes, basically that's it. We have to have engineering drawings which require the site itself. It has to have drainage, you have to have the parking lot, asphalt, have to have landscaping, have to have the zoning, of course. Zoning
Does that be
approval.
asphalt or geoweb or any
That's-
approved material?
That's correct.
Okay, and car bumpers and whatever. Okay, so, that's what I would've told them, but I wanna make a mistake. Okay, any other things? Let's go to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion,
Motion to approve.
I have a question.
please?
On the flood insurance, is the fire department the only city-owned building that's required, or we're still paying flood insurance on?
Yes, sir. At this stage,
And-
yes.
and is that because we are still under a mortgage on that property?
No, we don't have a mortgage on the property.
So
It
we're
is,
not-
it is the
I understand that, but we're not required then, without a year. I'm just wondering if that's something to be, can the city self-insure on a piece of property like that?
It's not necessarily, it's not only the property, but it's everything in the property, including the fire engines. So that $12,000 could wind up costing us several $100,000. So it's a question of
Playing the odds.
playing the odds, and.
Well, there's a second story to that, right?
I'm talking about the fire, I
Yeah,
care,
isn't
the
there a
building
second
we can
story?
rebuild quickly. It's the replacement of the fire equipment and everything else
The
that's
question
involved.
is it a second story, if I remember? Is it-
No.
No, just one?
No, it's it's a single story.
There's not bunks upstairs? Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm with you.
This building is what, almost 54 feet above sea level. It's one of the highest locations in the city.
We play flood insurance?
No,
Huh,
not
okay.
needed.
I have a motion and a second. No, I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. On to discussion of school impact fees. Mr. Matthew probably can take that. And, oh, we have a okay, sorry, sir. Please.
The guy came all the way here, I wouldn't wanna. Well, I brought a PowerPoint, I'll torch it.
Name, position. Can you state your name and position?
Yeah, Deputy Superintendent of Schools, 7227 US Highway 41, Land Lakes, Florida, 34638. I'm here tonight, this is the third time that we've asked the municipalities in Pasco County to review the ordinance related to impact fees. Impact fees are a fee on developers and builders associated with new housing to help pay for growth. Essentially, an impact fee is a user fee. The concept behind the user fee is that new growth should pay for itself. We got our first impact fee approved in 2001. We had a second fee approved in 2005. The fees have never been approved at their full amount. We had another fee in 2008 that was never heard by the county commission. Now we're back in 2017 with a reassessment of school growth. And we have, this will be our fourth city council meeting. We met with Zephyrhills, Newport Ritchie, and Dade City, and the local ordinance been approved. As you may or may not know, the district school board of Pasco County doesn't really have any taxing authority. Basically, the state tells them what the millage rate will be for both capital and operating funding, and they ratify that. Back during the recession, our millage rate was decreased by the state due to budget shortfalls at the state level by $500,000. Current legislature has failed to restore that millage rate, which is costing your school district about $13 million a year. We are seeing a growth of about 1,500 students a year from Trinity to Wiregrass, Land O'Lakes, and other schools. We're seeing very serious overcrowding. So what we brought to you tonight here is an interlocal agreement that is required by the county for the ordinance for the 6 municipalities, the school board, and Pasco County. Our request is that you approve the interlocal agreement for the collection, dissemination, and impact fees. I would also like to add as a kudo on a positive note that our CFO has always found it a pleasure to work with the municipalities because I don't know who's responsible for the finance manager, but the transfer of impact fees and that relationship's always been really great, so we appreciate it. And I'll take any questions you have about this issue or any issue.
Please, I'll just let our attorney give us marching orders.
Correct me if I make a mistake here, Mr. Gadd, and thank you for coming. Just so council understands, and I have a couple of new members of council, we already have an interlocal agreement with the school district to collect their impact fees, just so everybody understands that we, as a city, we have our own impact fees, and we collect them for the school district, okay? So in other words, the school district generally doesn't know someone's building a house here in Pasco unless we tell them, okay? Otherwise, they gotta keep looking around and driving around. So we agree to tell them and collect the money. We've been doing this, I presume, for decades. I went back and I looked at the earlier interlocals. There's just
really one change in here that's any difference outside of the fact that they're raising their fee, and each time they raise their fee, they need our approval that we'll collect that fee for them. Okay, that's all we're doing.
That goes on our,
Well, we just collect the money, put it in, give it to Erin, and Erin sends it off to the school district. With nothing more collecting it. It used to be, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Gadd, and I've had conversation with Mr. Afonso, who's the attorney for the school district, used to be that we would collect, I think, 1% of the fee when it was a smaller amount. This is a rather larger amount now, for whatever it's worth, so we'll collect whatever it costs us to collect. So if it takes us 5 hours, we'll charge them for 5 hours of time and put that on top of the impact fee. So if the impact fee's $4,000, we'll collect another $100 on top of it. We keep the 100 and send it off. I'll give you instructions on that, and I'll explain that to the building department.
this doesn't come on your ad valorem taxes as a,
It will. No, it's not ad valorem. These are impact fees. It's when it goes on your building permit.
so this is only for new building?
New
Yeah, this is for
construction.
new construction, yeah, these.
New home construction.
Okay.
New home construction, yeah,
So
just
you're
residences, right. So we'll probably do this twice a year at best.
And
So
you-
they're just we collected for him, so he's just looking for our support in signing the
The
envelope.
resident
So,
doesn't see that fee, the building.
Yes,
Are you
it goes on
suggesting-
with the permit. Just like we charge impact fees, they do, but we have to do it for them.
But you're suggesting we don't tell them until they find these things?
But
No,
I don't think we should
no.
tell them. I think we should tell them it takes us hundreds of hours to collect this, but no, that's my high recommendation. This is
So,
cooperation.
we just need
between the
a,
companies.
we
We
need
have a
a,
new housing dog, he sniffs out.
don't worry, we're gonna be,
That's right.
there's nothing I like better than education.
Yes, they're just amending what we have
Do
already.
we need a motion and a second?
You need a motion and a second authorizing you to sign this interloan.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Public? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you,
Sir, I would like you to, I know in America, we're putting Wi-Fi in all the schools. There's some very serious things in Europe and other places that they're not allowing that. And I think we in America and I'm not talking about the schools, but you're getting the okay to put Wi-Fis in the school, and it's proving to be a problem with children. I'll give you this YouTube thing that'll get you started on all the problems they're having. They're ripping them out of all the schools in Europe.
And we're
Okay.
doing a backpack giveaway if you'd like to donate. The guys are right behind you.
We'll be happy to collect them.
Thank you, sir. Okay, I have a motion and a second. All in favor? Aye.
We already did that.
Passes unanimously. Ms. Sandberg. Wait,
That's the second time we voted on that.
did we? Good.
We'll get it
We
over.
double your fee. Let's just go this way. There's,
You're done.
I have nothing in there.
That's it.
You're done.
That's it?
Yes, sir.
Y'all wanted to hang around for a while, we're not used to it this fast.
Old business?
Old business?
No real old business, except for that, someone has expressed a concern about the drainage in front of Gill Dogs. Have we looked at that?
Yeah, we actually went by there. The weir was clogged on top of the weir.
Oh, is it cleaned up now?
Yeah, we cleaned it.
Okay.
We took care of it.
That
Here's all we
also,
got you. Sorry. South side drainage with the swells cleared. How was that for this last big rain on the south side? It actually drained pretty well. We checked the outfalls. It was going out really well.
okay. Chris, one other thing. On Miles, there's a culvert that goes down to the end, goes out, takes a south turn, goes into the canals. There's one lot, and I think you're familiar with it, that it needs to have either a culvert or a pipe put in. And I know the owner, I've talked to him, and he wants to be involved. Could you please contact him, because this does not drain. It stops. This
Yeah, I'm
culvert.
I'm aware of the
You know
problem.
where I'm at?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you'll please look at that, I
Yes,
would
sir.
appreciate it. Are we done? God, do I hear it?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Can we do that one more time?
Aye.
Jack.
Take your thing with you?
What's that?
Did you have your thing with you?